Lucy Bowden's a fly angler in a hurry. She's only 18, but for the last 2 years she's been running a website to encourage more youngsters and women into fishing. We caught up with Lucy in North Yorkshire to have a bit of a chat and a bit of a fish. Lucy.
Hi Keith, Lucy Bowden here. I'm trying to do my bit to get more women into fishing. I'm here today at Stonebridge Trout Lakes. Let's go inside, I'll tell you a bit more about it and hopefully we'll catch a fish. I got into fishing through my dad. I was about 6, I would say I was about 6, and Dad would come in from fishing, with his huge fish, and he was really happy. He had a quite stressful job, and I just said, Dad, will you take me out fishing? And he said, yeah, and I went out, and the first time I went out I came back with an 8-pound rainbow and loved it, so just kept going from then on and was pestering Dad to take me, and it was something him and I could do together, and it was really enjoyable. I have tried sea angling, but I prefer the fresh water, still waters. My friends think I'm mad. They don't see the attraction at all. They can't see why, standing in a boat, sitting in a boat for 8 hours a day is really fun. They just don't see the attraction. Well, fishing, takes a lot, especially fly angling, takes a lot of getting into. You need to learn skills, master the skills, casting, etc., techniques. For me, being female, the fact that there's very few female anglers, not all the time do you want to be with a group of men. It's nice to have a few women around. Children are quite fun, and disabled anglers are really enjoyable to be with, because a lot of them don't see fishing as competition unless they're truly involved in the competitive angling. It's just women. I find I'd like to see more women in angling. About 2 years ago I decided that it was about time I did something to get more women and children into angling. I'd arrive at the lake and you could see the guys were a bit, thinking, what's she doing here? And basically just got a lot of attention, maybe it's unwanted attention, but I still got the attention, thinking, oh, there's a female on the lake. And I just took it from there and decided, right, that's it, I'm going to do something to get more women in to angling, and set up the website fishingforeveryone.com, and it took off almost overnight. It took off, and it was the media frenzy and across the world, the newspapers. It was truly fantastic. The early days of the website started with there was a section called My Story where I introduced myself, and there was a forum where people could write information about themselves, and I had a lot of comments on how fantastic they thought it was, the site. What else? There was latest news section that said everything that had been going on. I took part in a lot of charity competitions for Macmillan Cancer and lots of disabled competitions, so that all went in there. And then there was a contacts page on the first website where people could contact me, and lots of emails came through, 100, 200 a day, which was fun amongst schoolwork and studying for A-levels, so that was great fun, but I enjoyed it. So the response of the website was phenomenal, all over the world. It's scary to think that I'm well, at the time I was 16, but now I'm one 18-year-old girl living in a small town in Northumberland, and there's hundreds of thousands of people all over the world contacting me. Usually this is something you'd see from a big company. So I basically talked to my website designer and decided, right, I'll get a store, because one of the problems with getting more female anglers into angling is, of course, a lot of fishing equipment's too heavy, and there isn't the clothing out there. There's a very limited clothing range for women. So I thought, right, it's time I'm going to change this, have a go. If clothing's fashionable, maybe as an angler they might think, oh, we'll give it a go. So the site was relaunched last month, the month before, and has been a success yet again. Going to America next month, so meeting some American fishing teams in New York, so looking forward to that, but it's just taken off. Right, enough of the talking now, let's give the fishing a go. I'll just put my glasses on before we start. It's better. I'm using an olive denser here, which acts to replicate small minnows, which fish eat, and dragonflies. Now, with it being a nice day, there's a lot of dragonflies going around today. Rainbow here looks about £2, maybe £3. Good fish, very good fish. Good £3 rainbow here. What do you think of that, Keith? Well, Keith, I know what you think will get more women at fishing. That's a lot more of these. So it's been a very long day, so if you don't mind, bye-bye.